Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Vstar Radio. So today, I'm going to be honest with you, it might not be that good news. You see, I've been talking to a bunch of people who work in a bunch of shops and who have been looking at their orders for some of the upcoming products, and it looks like there are a couple of products where there are going to be some upcoming product shortages. And incidentally, I am fully aware that what I say in this video may seem at odds with what I said in the video a week ago. I will try and make sure I clarify to let you guys know I am not lying to you or changing my mind or any of that stuff. It is just, unfortunately, things do change. So, starting off then, we've got these Eevee Vmax boxes. Your Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon. I gave them my Best Product of Last Year award in my Pokémon TCG awards at the end of last year, although I am fully aware that for a lot of people, they actually didn't release last year. They're releasing this year, which I'm aware is slightly confusing, but they were supposed to release last year, and for some people, they did. And there have been questions about when they're actually going to release. Now, I have heard from a bunch of people in the US who have been finding these products out and about in the wild. Now, they're not always brilliantly in stock. They rarely seem to have all three of them. I'm hearing lots of reports of Vaporeon being left on the shelf, but they are being spotted out and about. People are seeing them. But what about everywhere else? Well, if you head on over to asmodee.co.uk and look at the new releases, you can see that among various other things, including the Hulkbuster from Crisis Protocol, I have two board game related resolutions this year. Number one, I want to get into playing Crisis Protocol because it looks awesome. And number two, I want to avoid playing Crisis Protocol because it looks expensive. But there are a couple of Pokemon things that are listed there as well, including the Pikachu V Union collection, which is finally getting out to proper retailers. Amazon had it a while ago, Smith's had it a couple of weeks ago. It seems like it is finally actually making its way out, which is good news if you've been waiting for it. It's taken its sweet time. And the Vaporeon Vmax, Jolteon Vmax, Flareon Vmax premium collections. Now, this is just on a public website, but I've spoken to a bunch of people who follow this kind of stuff, and they have told me that the general rule is when a product appears on the new releases section of the Asmodee website, and actually as I'm checking, they've got the Vision Hero Pack for Marvel Champions, which I am very excited about. The general rule is that when it appears there, it is coming out this week, which is good news. What that basically means is that these Eevee Vmax boxes we've been waiting for a while, they are coming out this week. That's brilliant news. That is wonderful news. That is a great little update. That makes me very, very happy. Because I told you these are the best products and I want that Flareon. I have to have that Flareon. Unfortunately, that's where the good news ends. Because I am hearing that they are heavily allocated. Now again, this is not 100% confirmed, this is what I'm hearing, but I am hearing it from a few stores, so, you know, it does seem legitimate. Stores have gone from 3 cases on their orders to 1 case, and I am hearing rumours that stores are basically being told every store is getting 1 case. But then again, you know, if some stores choose not to take their case, then that will leave more out there for other people. And look, and I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, yes, obviously the bigger online retailers who sell in much larger volumes, they have a different relationship with Asmodee, who are the distributor for Pokemon in the UK, and they will of course get a little bit more. The problem is, in 1 case, you get 6 boxes, which is 2 Flareon, 2 Jolteon, and 2 Vaporeon. And that's basically it. Now, this is not confirmed, but the news I am hearing, and I'm hearing it from a couple of places, and it looks legit, and I believe it enough to mention it in the video, the news seems to be that firstly, the boxes are coming this week. That is good news. But that every store is only getting 2 of each at the moment. And I say at the moment because that's very, very important. There is something that worries me about these products, though. And that is that they are completely and utterly inessential. Now, when I say inessential, I told you they're the best products that were due to release last year. I mean it. That Flareon box, I honestly cannot remember, and I mean this sincerely, I cannot remember at least an English language Pokemon product that I wanted more than that Flareon box. That Okacheke artwork is amazing. But they are inessential. What you get are some booster packs, a pin badge, coin in the US but not in Europe. Remember, the boxes are slightly different. The English boxes, or European boxes, that's in a little trio there. You get yourself 5 packs, a pin badge, and the promos, whereas the individual picture you see of the Flareon there, that is of the US North American pack, where you get a coin and an extra booster. So it's 6 boosters, coin, badge, and the promos. But the promos are alternate art. Those cards are available elsewhere. The Vmaxes are in Evolving Skies, and the Vs were tin promos. Remember, they weren't actually in Evolving Skies, they were tin promos. So we don't have to have reprints of this product. Now, the worry is that it ends up being the Marnie Premium Tournament Collection, which left. The Marnie Premium Tournament Collection came into stock, was not quite as hard to find as it looked like it was going to be. It wasn't everywhere, don't get me wrong, that full art Marnie really did make it hard to come by, but I heard a bunch of people who were wandering into Waterstones and finding it. It sold out very quickly, but I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe all of my friends that were looking for this did go and find it. I had to do a little bit of searching, but it was out there in the end. But that, I'm not aware of it having any restocks, reprints, anything like that. That seemed to come and go. And again, that was an inessential product and all the promos are reprints, and that made sense. I don't know what's happening with these boxes. What I can tell you is, if it sells out quickly, Pokemon will want to reprint them, because that's how they make money. So I'm hoping there will be reprints. We have absolutely no word on reprints or not, so this is more of a hold your horses kind of situation. Hopefully we will see reprints, we don't know, but the initial allocation looks low. Then again, we could look at Shining Fates, and those Vmax premium collections, the one with Dragapult and Crobat. And they were impossible to find. This wasn't like the Marnie Premium Tournament Collection. When these released, these were actually impossible to find. Like, stores were literally getting one of each, and most stores weren't even listing them, and they just kept getting restocked over and over and over again. So all I can say is, cross your fingers and patience. Now, I did show you a video the other day where I told you not to panic about these products. Now I'm telling you they might be very heavily allocated and each store is only getting one of each. But if you recall, in that video the other day, I gave you advice. I told you to talk to your local game store if you have one. I told you to get in touch with your stores, and that's incidentally what I did. I followed my own advice in the video. I got in touch with stores that I've used in the past, stores with whom I'm friendly, and I have hopefully got my pre-order in for these boxes. And a bunch of you, if you took my advice and got in touch with the stores you use regularly, hopefully you should have got, some of them set aside for you before they officially went up for pre-order as well. Be proactive. The message in that video wasn't there's going to be ample stock. I don't have that information. The advice in that video was don't panic. Go and have a look, get in touch with your store, make the preparations now for if it is low stock. I don't know if these are going to be reprinted or not. They may or may not be, but do keep an eye out. They should be coming into stock this week. And obviously, if I hear anything about reprints, I will let you know as soon as possible. For me, the bigger issue are the Leafeon and Glaceon Vstar boxes. Because essentially what I'm hearing about them is the same as I'm hearing for the Eevee Vmax premium collections. I am hearing that, again, they are limited to one case per store. And now here there are 2 designs, not 3. So with 6 boxes in a case, there will be 3 Glaceon and 3 Leafeon essentially sent to each store. The problem is, these are mechanically unique. We know for a fact, and this is confirmed officially, we know that Brilliant Stars has exactly 4 Vstar in, and that does not include Leafeon and Glaceon. As it stands at the moment, both the Leafeon and Glaceon V, which are not the same as the ones in Evolving Skies, and the Leafeon and Glaceon Vstar are completely new and exclusive to these boxes. Which does present a big problem if there aren't reprints. Because, no, I'm not saying that these are the best cards ever, but I'm not saying they're absolutely terrible. Glaceon's got a really nice Vstar power, which lets you do 220 damage, enough to KO a Pokemon V, pretty much any of them, while getting immunity the following turn. And Leafeon Vstar's got a really nice Vstar power, which is just gusting whenever you want it, but the thing that makes it different to something like Umbreon Vmax is that Umbreon Vmax, you have to draw it and then evolve into it on the turn you actually want it, whereas Leafeon can sit on the bench for literally the entire game, or from turn 2 onwards, and then when you're ready to use it, you can just activate it. You can have 0 cards in hand and use it. You don't have to draw into it like you do with Umbreon. So these are potentially very playable cards. These are potentially good cards. And they can't be found elsewhere. So what happens if these end up being really playable? Where do we end up if we put ourselves in a situation where these cards are all of a sudden really good and really playable, and people want them, but they had a super limited release and never got restocked? So again, I don't work for Pokemon, I cannot talk for Pokemon, but I would be very, very surprised if one of two things didn't happen. And that is either that these V-Star boxes did get a reprint. I am far more confident of this than I am of the Gen 1 Eevee boxes. Or that Leafeon and Glaceon V and V-Star were reprinted in some other set. Whether alternate art or not doesn't matter, but I would expect them to get a reprint at some point. I cannot tell you exactly what's happening. All I can tell you is the information that I have today, and the information that I've been given is that it seems like these are limited to 1 case per store, which is 2 each of the Gen 1 boxes and 3 each of the V-Star boxes. And that they are, well, the V-Star boxes are coming out on January the 28th. We've known that for a little while. But the Gen 1 boxes, they do seem to be coming this week. When I get any other news, I will share it with you as soon as I can. You know that by now, ladies and gentlemen. That is what I tend to do. As it stands, cross your fingers. Hope for reprints. And like I said in my video the other day, get in touch with the stores you use regularly and try and get ahead of this. My number 1 tip for getting hard-to-get products is very simple. Make friends with stores, whether online or in person. Be a regular customer at stores. And then when there are hard-to-get products, get in touch with them in advance. Because, and this is very simple business, right? I'm a professional business teacher, but this is very simple business. You look after your best customers, because everybody wants to come to you when you've got the hard-to-find product in stock, but your good customers come to you to just buy your ordinary, everyday, run-of-the-mill products. If you are the kind of person that will always just go to whichever store ends up being the cheapest on any particular day, you might find yourself struggling with some of these products, whereas if you've got a relationship with a store that you use regularly and are a big customer of, that is going to make it easier when stuff is in low stock. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I know. And although it's not necessarily the best news ever, at least you know and can hopefully prepare. And again, we do not know if reprints are coming or not. So panicking, maybe wait until we have a bit more information. But I want to know what you think about all of this, ladies and gentlemen. I want to know if you've got your pre-orders in. I want to know which of these boxes you want to be picking up. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.